Welcome back to the channel, guys. I know this is a few days old now, but I still want to cover it because I think it's honestly pretty dumb and just, I don't know, pretty ignorant of Sony to do this, but I guess I get it. They gotta save money, right? Everyone's gotta save money. I'm trying to save money too, and I'm not the best at it. I'm always buying too many snacks and stuff. I don't know if Sony's doing that, but apparently they don't have enough money to fund Bluepoint games anymore. They're shutting down Bluepoint games in March, and Bluepoint Games is responsible for mostly remakes and remasters. They have a few very old games that are obscure, but they're known for their remakes and remasters. The remastered the God of War trilogy, and the remade Shadow of the Colossus, which I know is critically acclaimed. Like, that game is, I know the original is great, I've heard, and I played a little bit of the remake, and yeah, it's great. It's very Zelda inspired, and they also remade Demon Souls. Well, before we get to Demon Souls, they also I think they just remastered the Nathan Drake games, Uncharted, but they remade Demon Souls in 2020, and that was like one of the first big PS5 games coming out, and I got really hyped for that game. I never played the original, but when I played the remake, I thought it was great. I still felt, some of the jankiness. They kept like the same AI, but gave it better combat, a lot more essential stuff they should have had in the original games, to make it feel, less clunky. For example, you can roll in, I think, like 6 ways in the remake, but in the original it's only I think backwards and forward and sideways. But they just put, stuff like that in the game to make it feel fresh and a lot more user friendly. And of course, the game is beautiful as well. I know I've heard a lot of people say that they messed up the original's atmosphere, but I never played the original, so I don't really know. And playing the remake, it had its, a great atmosphere of its own. And yeah, it was just a fun game. And it's also the easiest Souls game. If you want to start on a Souls game, I recommend that. It's very good, training course. So yeah, they're shutting down Bluepoint Games, which is ridiculous. It ultimately just boils down to them not being able to pay them. Like, that's basically what they said. Now, jumping over to the email that one of the business CEOs over at Sony Games sent out to everyone that's, I guess, in Bluepoint Games. He sent out an email saying, quote, "At the same time we're operating," I'm reading in the middle, I'm not going to read all this, but he says, "At the same time we're operating in an increasingly challenging industry environment, rising development costs, slowed industry growth, changing player behavior, and a broader economic headwinds are making it harder to build games sustainably." That's basically his reasoning as to why he's shutting down Bluepoint Games. And what they were working on in the last 5 years after Demon Souls remake was, and I guess Bluepoint Games pitched this to Sony. They wanted them to pitch a game that they could basically, suck dry off of live service. I almost said life service. They're trying to suck the life out of the games. But they asked Bluepoint Games to make a live service game, and they chose a God of War game, apparently. A God of War live service game, which is honestly, I think, kind of a weird choice and kind of a dumb decision, in my opinion. Like, I don't understand how those single player games could be live service games. That just seems kind of odd. But I don't know. They couldn't make the deadlines for that game, so that's obviously a huge factor as well. But honestly, it's on Sony, in my opinion, because I think that developer like Bluepoint Games making a live service game is just very strange. Like, why would does Sony just not care about, authentic single player games anymore? I know they have some developers that are making great games, but why would they put one of their narrative driven developers, who have only remastered single player games, why would you make their first like full mainstream game fully made by them be a live service game? Like, what are you smoking over there? What is wrong with you? Also, I want to point out this guy's name is Herman Holtz. That sounds dangerously close to Herman Schultz. Like, is this the Shocker's like day job or something, being a dickhead CEO? Shocker! Now, I just want to jump over to their Twitter, and yes, since I'm going to be covering some gaming news, I'm going to be trying to do this more often. I have to, unfortunately, use Elon Musk's robot system here that is monitoring everything I do. When I take a crap, when I jerk off, this guy's crazy. So, but I have to be on his website to follow these. You can see I'm not even followed, but to follow these gaming studios. So I just thought this was kind of funny, going over to PlayStation's Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter because that's what it is. And so I'm pretty tired here. Someone pointed out that PlayStation's Twitter is usually a daily poster. And after they announced Bluepoint Games being shut down, all they've done is basically a jerk-off marathon, which is a live service extraction shooter game, and some PSVR stuff, but ignore that. And some Death Hollow deck building game, but ignore that. But mostly just marathon. They're drinking off marathon. And I think this is also dirty. They pinned basically this 2D God of War platformer game, and I don't know. It just kind of feels like they're being Bully Maguire right now, and they're saying stings, doesn't it? That wasn't a good impression, but you know what I'm getting at. They're being a dick. And also, I want to point out on Herman Holtz's email, he says something just kinda odd. In one of the last paragraphs, he writes this: "This decision was not made lightly. Bluepoint is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. I want to thank everyone at Bluepoint for their creativity, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. Where possible, we will work to find opportunities for some impacted employees within our global network of studios." Huh? Some? What do you mean some? You're gonna help? Are you just gonna help the higher up people there? Is that what you're trying to say here? The people that are just rich? Is that what you're saying? What do you mean some? I don't. That's kind of like, okay, thank you for helping. Like, you're saying you're helping, right? But shouldn't everyone have the same equal, benefits and opportunities? I don't really understand. Anyways, guys, Sony, they're idiots over there. They don't know what they want. All these big video game companies right now don't know what they want. Microsoft as well. They are pitching games like Avowed. They are screwing up Minecraft. They've screwed up Halo. Halo is dead. Why in the hell is 343 Games, like, I know it's called Halo Studios now, and this is a whole nother subject, but why the hell is 343 Studios basically alive still? Like, they failed so many times at making Halo games. Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite. That's 3 games that have failed, right? I like those games. Okay, I like them, especially Halo 5. I liked Warzone. That was fun. I I even kind of liked loot boxes. Okay, sue me. It was fun, but you know, loot boxes should be canceled. I agree with that. It's terrible. But back then, when we were all ignorant, it was fun. I like the weapon variants. I think they should bring weapon variants back to Halo. But Halo Infinite, you know, the updates were terrible. Now they're, you know, some of the 343, the people that worked at 343 have left Halo Studios. Like that's why it's different. Like some people have left, and it is half of a new studio, I guess. But there's still a lot of the same people. For Halo's anniversary, this was recently too. They just had this photo of a whole bunch of random Spartans, you know, to celebrate Halo's anniversary. They had a whole bunch of just random Spartans, you know, all posing for a picture. It was like artwork. And a bunch of those Spartans were just made up. They weren't even from the games, which is ridiculous. Like, are you high? What is wrong with these studios? Or not studios, but yeah, I guess they are studios. These gaming companies. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know if I should make more of these. And don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.